All right. So we were just talking about how we were all cooped up in our homes as of a year ago. Now we're kind of getting back into that holiday office party season. Could make things a little bit awkward, right? Holiday season's here, but we're so used to being distanced. Joining us now to help us communicate during the holidays is Renée Marino, professional communications coach and actress who starred in Clint Eastwood's film Jersey Boys. Renée, good morning.
Good morning, ladies. I'm so happy to be here with you this morning.
We're so happy to have you. So let's start, with kind of the classic office holiday party. People have been remote. They haven't seen their colleagues and their coworkers for almost 2 years at this point. And now maybe we're going back to all get together for the holiday party. That's a little awkward, right?
It can be awkward, but it can also be so exciting.
Yes.
If you're anything like me, I am a one-on-one person. I love seeing someone face to face. So my best piece of advice for anyone who I think is lucky enough to get to go to a physical party is have your cell phone away. Give the other person or the other people the respect to be fully listening without the sometimes distraction of your notifications going off or having the temptation to check social media. Put your phone away, enjoy the party, and do your best to have really open body language. Sometimes as we speak, we naturally have our arms crossed, our shoulders hunched over, but I encourage you to really ground yourself, have your shoulders back, take nice, deep, big breaths, and really fully listen.
Well, we have our holiday party next week here
We do.
after the show. So I'm very excited about that. And it's so funny because it's people that I have been doing business with this whole year that I've never met in person.
Never met in person.
So it's kind of like I'm the Wizard of Oz to these people. So, and they're strangers to me. I'm talking to them all the time, but we never got face to face. So I'm very excited about that. Renée, what about companies that insist on doing Zoom socials or Zoom holiday parties? They're really awkward. And how do you get through a meeting like that?
First and foremost, remind yourself that if you treat it as an in-person party, it's going to feel that way, right? So when you enter the virtual room, if you're hosting the party or if you're an attendee, make sure to start it off with some simple, really conversational messages like, we all usually do in person. How are you? How have you been? How are your children? What's it been like for you being cooped up in your house? Sometimes we forget when we are communicating virtually that we can still be normal people and we can have that normal conversation, break the ice, make a joke. That's really, really important for everyone to feel comfortable when they enter the virtual party.
Yeah. Renée, that's something actually that I have been doing through the pandemic was hosting virtual events for other folks. They were hiring me for that. And it is, but I think it helps sometimes to have a facilitator, to have somebody whose job it is to get everybody engaged, to ask some questions, to kind of start off that conversation so no one feels obligated to do it.
Absolutely. And again, what's so important is for all of us to remind ourselves to step away from the distraction as much as we can. Digital technology is such a gift to us all, but it can also be really tempting to pull us away from what's right in front of us. So even as you're on that virtual party, make sure to close out all of your other tabs. Again, it can be tempting to have your cell phone close by. Maybe push it away from you, have it face down so it doesn't ring. That way you can really fully engage with the people who are there.
And Renée, for a lot of folks, families are getting back together for the first time as well, which under normal conditions can sometimes be stressful for folks. How do you suggest folks handle, those relatives that kind of really want to dive into the nitty-gritty of the topics of today's world once they're back in person?
Yeah, such a common occurrence. The best thing that we can do for ourselves is to keep ourselves in alignment first. So before we even engage in the conversation that sometimes makes our blood pressure rise, I encourage you all to wake up in the morning and first get in communication with yourself. simply ask yourself, how am I feeling? Take 5 minutes, journal about it. That way you're first getting in communication with yourself, which grounds you for the exterior conversations that you're going to have. And then you're in a place of more ease, more peace, and you can handle what may come at you from the conversation.
Renee, tell us about your book you have coming out next year.
Yes. My book is called Becoming a Master Communicator, excuse me, balancing new school technology with old school simplicity. And this book is complete with so many tools and practices to help us really master the communication in our lives, in our businesses. Because again, as I said before, we are in such an incredible time of existence where we have anything and anything at our fingertips because of digital technology. But if we don't start to become more conscious of how and when we're using our smartphones and using our computers, we can lose what I call that old school simplicity, those more personal ways of connecting with one another, such as face-to-face or writing a handwritten letter or picking up the actual phone to our ears. So this is a guidebook. It is so fun. It's so personal. I share a lot of stories. One of them being the way that I had one of the most incredible opportunities of my life playing Mary Delgado in Clint Eastwood's film and how that all came about, which was truly through communication and being able to speak up. And I'm just so excited for the world to get this book in their hands, because I really believe that once we learn to master our communication skills, we become limitless, right?
Yeah.
So why not have this tool in our hands where we can flip through, grab a practice, use it each day, and really elevate our skills.
Renée Marino, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate your insights. We look forward to your book. We hope you have a fabulous weekend.
You too. Take care.